Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Guys, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my least favorite fragrances from some of my absolute favorite fragrance houses. Now, hear me out. I'm fair, okay? Although I have some fragrance houses that are my favorite, if I don't like a fragrance from that house, I just don't like it. And it's okay. It doesn't take anything away from the other fragrances that I absolutely love, or it doesn't take anything away from the house. So in this video, I wanted to share with you the fragrances that I least enjoy. I'm not gonna say I hate them because obviously I still have them in my collection, but I kind of struggle with them and I need to layer them and do the most to make them work on me because I do love some aspects of the fragrance. So if you want to know the fragrances and why, then please continue to watch. Guys, before we get started with the video, please make sure you like this video, thumbs it up so YouTube knows you love my content, leave me a comment down below so we can get to know each other, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Okay guys, so the majority of the fragrances, actually all of the fragrances on this list, with the exception of one, I have over 10 of in the collection. So I have more than 10 in the collection with the exception of one. I think I have about 5 in the collection, but we're going to talk about it once we get there. So let's start with the house of Killian. So if you guys are no stranger here, you already know I love Killian fragrances. I own about maybe 12, 13, or 14 fragrances from the line, and whenever Killian is coming out with a fragrance, I get super excited. So one day I happened to be by a cosmetic company store. I'm not usually by that store, so I came across it and I was like, bet, I'm going inside and I'm gonna get me a fragrance. I don't know what I'm gonna get, but I'm leaving here with something. So I saw the fragrance Rose and Oud. And I was like, give it to me. Just wrap it up. No questions. Like, please, there's a line. I don't need to waste your time to smell anything. It's a Killian fragrance. It's Rose and Oud. And I love Rose and Oud fragrances. That's like my sexy date night weapon. Like whenever I feel like I'm about to put it on and I'm feeling real sexy, I'm reaching for something with Rose and Oud. So I'm like, you know what? Wrap it up. It is what it is. I'm gonna love it. Rose and Oud with the Killian DNA, I can't lose, right? Bought it, was so happy. I got it at a discount, came home, smelled it, and was like, okay. I was like, all right, maybe I'm gonna let you sit. I'm gonna spray it and I'm gonna let you sit a little bit. Let it sit for about a week, came back to it. Now, hear me out. This fragrance is not horrible. It doesn't stink. It's not funky. It's nothing like that. However, this Rose and Oud is just very, very animalic. Okay. So although I do love a good Rose and Oud and I love to smell my oud, this one right here is, like I said, very animalic. I have other Rose and Oud fragrances in my collection that I love, and we're going to talk about them. But this one right here, it's very animalic. Like I said, it's very animalic. Let me tell you the notes. So it opens up with rose and saffron, cinnamon, rose again, lychee, oud, gaiac wood, cedar, and cypriol oil, which also smells like oud. So this is like woody, oud, animalic, all wrapped up in one. So the little bit of rose and a little bit of lychee and the saffron, it's overpowered by all that woodiness and all that animalic base. Listen, I got it from the cosmetic company store. I cannot return it. So I am going to layer it with other fragrances to sweeten it up and just dull down and dumb down that oud. That's why I love having body sprays in my collection and certain designer fragrances in my collection, that when I come across a fragrance like this that I can't return or I don't want to return, you know, I want it to work. And I do love that it's powerful, but I just want to, you know, tame the beast just a little bit, okay? Tame that animalic beast just a little bit. I have my designer Frou Frou Lala fragrances that I can spray and tame this down. So let me show y'all some Rose and Oud fragrances in my collection that I love, that I don't have to layer. I layer because I want to, not because I have to. So Oud Satin Mood by Francis Kirkjohn. This one I did struggle with in the beginning. Well, not in the beginning of me purchasing this, but before I even had this fragrance, like I want to say in 2019 when I first smelled it, I was like, whoa, oof, no, that's very masculine for me. But y'all, this fragrance, it is so beautiful. First of all, I purchased the oil in 2020 and I also purchased the body cream, and I could not get enough of them. Like I literally was layering Oud Satin Mood oil and body cream with every fragrance. It smells so good to me in the oil and the lotion that I felt like, you know what? I'm a big girl now. Let me go revisit the fragrance. I smelled the fragrance, and when I tell you, I love this fragrance. I bought the travel sizes and I ran through like 2 of them. I only have 1 left, and I also have the full bottle. This Rose and Oud is definitely rosy and it's oudy, but it has a creamy, warm hug to it. Like it's just hugging you in the Rose and Oud. It's not slapping you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like the Killian one. So this one right here, very regal, very sophisticated, very sexy, perfect Rose and Oud. I'm not saying it's feminine frou frou lala, okay? Because it's not. However, I can deal with it, and it's not animalic to me or for me or on me. It's just the perfect, cozy, warm, creamy Rose and Oud hug. Another Rose and Oud fragrance that I cannot get enough of is by Lancome, and it's Oud Bouquet. And we're gonna hold it this way because I don't want the light to blind you guys if I turn it this way. So this fragrance right here is Rose and Oud, but it also has praline. So it's kind of like a gourmand take on Rose and Oud. Super sexy, very Middle Eastern to me in my opinion, but also very gourmand and very sexy. It is rough. It has like a little roughness to it because the oud is definitely prominent. And I'm not saying this is a safe blind buy because it is not, okay? But for me and my taste, I cannot get enough. I can wear this on its own. I can layer it. I can just have fun with this fragrance. And the season is coming up for me to wear this, and I cannot wait because this is sexy, okay? This is like my date night arsenal. This right here is reserved only for date nights, okay? I don't pull this out to run errands. I don't pull this out to do anything like that. This is strictly a date night fragrance, and it's so sexy. And it's a Rose and Oud Gourmand. That praline has me in a chokehold. I love this fragrance. The last Rose and Oud fragrance I want to show you guys is by Jo Malone, and this is Velvet Rose and Oud. This one right here, y'all, it's a Rose and Oud, but it also has praline, but it doesn't smell anything like Oud Bouquet. So it's definitely different, and I can justify having another Rose and Oud fragrance. First of all, I have a lot of Rose and Oud fragrances in my collection. So if you guys ever want to see a Rose and Oud combination video, let me know, because I think I have enough to probably make maybe like 10 in a video. I think maybe, we'll see. If you want to see a Rose and Oud video or the Rose and Oud fragrances in my collection that I love, let me know and I'll get that out to you guys. But this is like Rose and Oud, but super smooth, super soft and velvety. The name fits it perfectly. Velvet Rose and Oud. So I had no problem with Rose and Oud. I'm like, I'm a Rose and Oud girl. Give me all the Rose and Oud. But Killian said, stop in your tracks, because I'm gonna do Rose and Oud very different. I'm gonna give you a very animalic Rose and Oud. So if you're the type of person that loves animalic scents, then you're gonna love this. Like, you are going to absolutely love this. A man can definitely wear this, but I will say this, my man loves sweet fragrances. Even on himself, he loves fresh, citrusy, sweet fragrances. So, and not, when I say sweet, I mean sweet for like a man, not like frou frou la la girly kind of sweet, but he does love sweet fragrances. So something like this, I'm actually going to ask him if he likes it, like if he would wear this. I'm not going to give it to him. Like, let's be clear. No, because I'm going to layer with this and make her work. But I would be interested to see if he would like this fragrance. But a man can definitely wear this, and it's definitely unisex. So Rose and Oud by Killian. Okay guys, so the next fragrance is by the House of Parfums de Marly. I love the house of Parfums de Marly. I love fragrances on the men's line. I love them on my man. I love the women's line. I love them on me. Whenever Parfums de Marly is releasing a fragrance, I get excited and I'm purchasing it on the day that it's released. Like, that's how serious it is for me. I love that line, and most of the time I'm gonna love their fragrances. Now, this one was sent to me and I'm keeping it because the bottle is beautiful and I love how it looks with my other Parfums de Marly fragrances, and I just want to have the whole entire collection. And the fragrance in question is Darcy by Parfums de Marly. Another one that I don't want to blind you guys because this bottle is super reflective. This fragrance, guys, has way too much patchouli for me, okay? And it doesn't smell bad. You know what I mean? It's just, I have to layer this fragrance and try to make it work and sweeten it up a little bit and try to clean up the dirty patchouli. The patchouli in this fragrance is definitely very, very prominent. So let me tell you the notes of the good girl Darcy in her beauty. I mean, how beautiful is this bottle? I mean, of course, the one in the prettiest bottle doesn't work for me, right? So we have citruses, orange, lemon, rose, jasmine. I mean, that's all fine. And patchouli. And here's the thing, I don't mind patchouli. I'm not one that says, oh, patchouli's in the fragrance, I don't want it, I don't want to try it, or, you know, I'm scared to try it. I have fragrances that feature patchouli that I absolutely love. I did a whole video on fragrances featuring patchouli in the early days of my channel. I love the note of patchouli because it just adds a little extra grittiness to like a smooth, frou-frou-la-la, fruity, girly fragrance. Patchouli adds more character to the fragrance. Patchouli is also very, very long lasting on the skin. So I don't mind me some patchouli, but I don't want the patchouli to take over the fragrance. And I feel like in this fragrance, it takes over. So yeah, patchouli, there's sweet notes, musk, and then there's woody notes as well. So this fragrance right here, it kind of gives off a vibe of Chanel Mademoiselle, but just imagine Mademoiselle with even more patchouli, because that fragrance has patchouli, but this one has like, it's patchouli on steroids. So you can imagine, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's such a beautiful bottle, and I just love it, like I said, with my collection of all the Parfums de Marly's. It's one of my favorite fragrance houses, so of course I'm going to keep this bottle. But yeah, Darcy, yeah, she's my least favorite. Okay guys, so the next fragrance on this list is by the house of Creed. And in the beginning of the video, I told you guys that all the fragrances on this list I have at least 10 or more bottles of, with the exception of one. And this is the exception right here. Love and White by Creed. Okay guys, this gorgeous bottle and such a beautiful ethereal idea of a scent. Like, I mean, it's so perfect, like the bottle and the notes, but on my skin, this is a whole hot horrid mess. Okay, it is a nightmare. This white beautiful ethereal bottle will turn stank on me in no time. Ooh, I don't know what it is. Ooh, it's something in the fragrance that kind of makes me nauseous. Like, it makes me sick when I smell it. It's so weird. So in Love and White, we have orange peel, magnolia, rice, narcissus, jasmine, iris, rose, ambergris. It's that damn ambergris, sandalwood, and vanilla. Why couldn't this fragrance just have the orange peel, the magnolia, the rice, the narcissus, the jasmine, the iris, the rose, and the sandalwood, and the vanilla? Like, why we couldn't stop there? Why y'all had to add ambergris to the mix? Like, that makes it very animalic. It just spoils it for me and just ruins it for me. But I know people that absolutely love this fragrance, and yeah, I don't and I can't. This was sent to me as well. I'm keeping it because I love Creed and I love it with my Creed bottles, but I don't reach for this fragrance, and I never plan on reaching for this fragrance. Maybe I'll try it next year, child. But I've had this fragrance since maybe 2021 or something like that. And whenever I smell it, I'm like, ooh. So the next fragrance is by the house of BDK. I love BDK fragrances, y'all. Like, when I tell you, some of the fragrances from that house are in my top 20 for life. Notice I said 20. I ain't say 5. I ain't say 10. I said 20. Okay, give me some grace. Give me some, I need 20 fragrances for life, not just 5 or 10. So definitely, y'all, BDK has Passé Soir, the original Passé Soir. There's Rouge Smoking. I cannot wait for the Rouge Smoking Extrait. And speaking of extraits, the next fragrance on the list is Passé Soir Extrait. Now guys, this fragrance smells just like Passé Soir, okay? The one that I love, I'm in love with. You guys seen it in a recent video. It's on its way out the door because I beat that fragrance up, okay? That fragrance is down to the last sprays. This smells like it, right? Like it smells just like Passé Soir, the original. However, it is so beast mode. It is so strong. It is so obnoxious, even for me. You guys know I'm not a demure, mindful person when it comes to my fragrances. No, like I'm loud, I'm extra. I want you to smell me. I possibly want to choke you out at times. Like I want to choke myself out. If I love the scent, I just love the scent. It is what it is. Nothing demure or mindful about me and my fragrances, all right? But the Passé Soir Extrait, it's like she's trying to kill me, y'all. Like, I don't know what it is, but this fragrance is so damn powerful. It is so beast mode that I really don't wear this fragrance. Like, this fragrance has maybe the smallest dent ever. I did wear it when I first received it. This was sent to me, and I was wearing it. But when I realized that I was choking and I couldn't breathe, and it was doing something, like it was just so much, very, very, very overwhelming. And yes, I did not have to overspray. And the second time I wore this, I didn't overspray like how I take a shower in my perfume. No, I sprayed like a normal person, and it still was trying to kill me. So for that reason, this fragrance is on this list because, yeah, like I'm not trying to fight with you. Like, just work with me. I want everybody to smell me, yes, but hot damn. I mean, don't try to kill me in the process. So this one right here, listen, too powerful for me, okay? So the next fragrance is by the House of Oud. You guys, when I tell you I love the House of Oud fragrances, they're unique, they're feminine, the ones I have in my collection. They just make me feel good. They last long, they project, they're beast mode, but they're not trying to kill me. They're just perfect, right? With the exception of one. And here's the thing. With this one, it's not a bad fragrance, and I do love it, and I do wear it, and I don't have to layer it. However, I have to wait for the dry down, because in the opening of this fragrance, while it's still kind of wet on my skin, it gives me a weird hair grease type scent, and I can't explain it, but Dates Delight by the House of Oud. This one right here, guys, beautiful, beautiful bottle. Beautiful, sexy date night fragrance, like not just because of the name, but I do love it for date night because it just has that date night, very strong, kind of unisex vibe, very sexy presence. But like I said, there's something that smells menthol-y and also like hair grease, like a menthol and hair grease note in the opening on my skin. So that I'm not feeling, but when it gets to the dry down, this is so super sexy, okay? So super sexy. So because it's so sexy in the dry down, I just deal with it. I deal with the menthol-y hair grease because I know that in that dry down, I'm gonna get my life. So in this fragrance, it opens up with dates, peony, cinnamon, caramel, tonka, coumarin, honey. It might be that damn honey, sugar, vanilla, benzoin, and labdanum. I'm thinking it's the honey because if you guys know me, you know I struggle with honey. You guys know the notes that I struggle with. Honey is one of them. So I'm wondering if it's the honey in this fragrance. It might be the honey. I think it's the honey, y'all. It's the honey that's giving me a menthol hair grease. But like I said, once it subsides and it dries down, it is beautiful. It is sexy. It is everything on my skin. But I just got to get through the dry down. So this one right here, for that reason, Dates Delight is my least favorite from the House of Oud from what I own in my collection. Okay, guys, so if you're an OG, this next fragrance is not going to come as a surprise to you as my least favorite from this house that's in my collection. If you're new here, It might come as a surprise for you because a lot of people seem to feel like everybody is a part of a cult with the house of Kayali. And the next fragrance is by Kayali. Listen, I'm probably a part of the cult, okay? I love me some Kayali. I love me some Mona. I've met Mona a few times. I met her in Dubai. We've worked together in Dubai. I love her team. I just love Kayali, okay? And I love the fragrances from Kayali because they're sweet, they're fruity, they're frou-frou-la-la, they're girly. I can layer them with fragrances like Passé Soir Extrait, and I'm able to tolerate it and wear it. I can layer my Kayali fragrances with fragrances like Darcy and, you know, any fragrance that's too animalic or too masculine or, you know, whatever in my collection. A Kayali fragrance is gonna fix that, okay? Especially Vanilla 28 and also Eden Juicy Apple and also Yum Pistachio. Listen, Kayali, love them fragrances, but this one right here, Invite Only Amber number 23. I ain't want to go to this party, y'all. I ain't want to go to this party. And here's the thing. People love this fragrance. There's some people who absolutely love this fragrance. It's popular. I think it's one of their best sellers. But for me, it's just no. And I know why. Let me tell y'all the notes. This opens up with tobacco. Tobacco is not a problem for me. I have fragrances with tobacco, and done right, I can mess with tobacco, okay? I don't want to smell like a cigar shop or like, you know, I was around somebody smoking or anything like that. But a little bit of tobacco can add some sexiness to a fragrance. So it's not the tobacco in this fragrance. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. It's that damn sour cherry. It's that honey. And it's that damn chocolate. Listen, when I saw the notes of this fragrance before I received it, I was like, yeah, I don't know about this one. I'm gonna see though, because done in a Kayali way, maybe I can do it. But y'all, the notes don't lie. The numbers don't lie. The notes don't lie. And the notes have the sour cherry, the honey, the chocolate. There's hazelnut. I mean, this fragrance right here is just, for me, it was set up for failure. Okay. There's also patchouli. There's cypriol, which adds a animalic oudi kind of vibe. So we talking about oudi, animalic, honey, chocolate, and sour cherry. The chocolate and the cherry note together, they just don't like me. They just don't like me. And I'm okay with that. It's okay. So this one right here is my least favorite in my collection from the house of Kayali. Like I said, it's not a bad fragrance. If you're interested in this fragrance, don't let me sway you. Please try it. It'll probably be one of your favorite fragrances ever in life. It definitely lasts long. It definitely has a presence. But yeah, I prefer the more frou-frou-la-la, girly, sweet, fruity, vanilla vibes fragrances from Kayali. That is why I love Kayali, because I love wearing them on their own. I love wearing them in the house by themselves, and I love layering them with other powerful, woody, sexy fragrances outside of the house. And I always get compliments. That Kayali concoction with other fragrances, trust me guys when I tell you, it is amazing, okay? This one right here, definitely not for me. My least favorite from the house of Kayali. Invite Only Amber number 23. Okay, y'all, so the next fragrance is by the house of Sillage. And I know somebody's probably shocked that a house of Sillage fragrance is on this list, because the house of Sillage is another very feminine, very classy, very frou-frou-la-la, very girly fragrance house to me, in my opinion. I love the fragrances. Some of them may smell, you know, I don't want to say basic, but you know, some may smell not super exciting, but I still love them. Everything doesn't have to be a knockout for me to love it. If you smell good, you smell good. You could smell good and be basic, and you can smell good and be out of this world. So this fragrance right here made it to this list because it is the total opposite of what I would think a house of Sillage fragrance should smell like. And this is Wednesday. The bottle is gorgeous, okay? It's so, here's the thing. It is gorgeous, but it's different because I'm not like a hand scary spider web type chick. Like, that's not my vibe. I'm very like florals and pretty and pink and, you know, that type of vibe. But in the cupcake, it does look nice, right? It's not just me, right? Let me know. So this fragrance right here, y'all, child, let me spray it and get reacquainted because I haven't sprayed this maybe since they sent it to me. Yeah, no. No, this isn't for me. So let me tell you what's in Wednesday. There's black pepper, elemi, saffron, Turkish rose, magnolia, patchouli, vetiver, and oud. So just like how the character Wednesday is very dark and mysterious, and you know, this is on brand. The cap is on brand, the color is on brand, and the scent is on brand for Wednesday. Wednesday is not really my vibe. So, you know, it makes sense, but I'm keeping it because, I mean, the bottle looks good with my House of Sillage cupcakes. And yeah, it's just artwork for me, guys. But yeah, this scent is definitely my least favorite. Matter of fact, I don't even like it. So Wednesday by the House of Sillage. Okay, guys, so I'm trying to rush through this video and I'm cutting it up like crazy because this eye keeps watering from my allergies. So let's just get through this video because yeah, I'm just tired of trying to touch this up. But the last fragrances are by the House of Tiziana Terenzi. So guys, the fragrances that are on the list, let's start with this one right here, Spirito Fiorentino. This fragrance right here is very, very, very animalic, and that is the reason why I struggle with it. However, layered with Baccarat Rouge by 40, the original or the extrait, get your whole life. Get your life, okay? Like, you're definitely gonna add a smoky, animalic, woody, extra layers, like extra vibe, extra depth to Baccarat Rouge. So with Baccarat Rouge, it is everything. On its own, you kind of smell a little bit of Baccarat Rouge in the background, but once that dries down and you get to the base of this fragrance, you getting amber, you getting musk, you getting all types of woody notes, you getting oud, you getting patchouli, incense, everything, all of that in the base of this fragrance. So in the opening, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. But then that dry down is very, 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 very animalic, and it's very harsh to wear on its own for me. Now, layered, like I said, it's everything because you're gonna add some sweetness to tame the beast. Eating juicy apple with this, listen, I know a lot of people think eating juicy apple is like high school and this, that, the third, and it probably is on its own. But when you layer a fragrance like Eating Juicy Apple that smells like sweet, juicy, mouth-watering raspberry candies with a beast like this, listen, the marriage of the two, it is everything. It is everything. So that's why I won't give this up, okay? And this was sent to me, but I would never declutter this. I would never give this up because it's going to add depth to Frou Frou La La, and I just love that. But on its own, yeah, no, not going to be able to do it. This one right here is real harsh. It's harsh. And the last one by Tiziana Terenzi, that it has an animalic vibe, but that's not the reason why I don't love it. I don't love Aphrodite because it's like a powdery lilac fragrance. If the color violet or lilac had a scent, it would smell like this. Like, this literally makes me think of the color violets and lilac and lavender. So yeah, it's not for me. It's not a bad scent, it's just not my vibe, but I keep it because it's beautiful. Like, I love the cap, and I just love, you know, the idea of it with all my Tiziana Terenzis. And if I ever want to add a little powderiness to any fragrance, because this is a powder bomb, okay? I do love powdery scents, yes, but I love a powdery floral. I love a powdery fruity or a powdery rose type scent. But this is like lavender candy, powdery, baby powder, lavender, violet, rose type scent. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot, okay? So if you like that vibe, get you Aphrodite, because you're gonna get your powdery violet lavender loving life. When I tell you, it smells like Easter Sunday. If Easter Sunday had a scent, that's what this would smell like to me. Like, if you're going to church on an Easter Sunday, I feel like all the women in church on Easter Sunday should smell like this, because that's the vibe that I get. It's like a Easter Sunday, we going to church with the big hats, wearing pastel colors, smelling like this. Yeah. But, you know, for me, it's like my least favorite. Nice to layer, add a couple of sprays, but not to wear like full body fragrance. No, not for me. All right, guys, we made it to the end of the video. Leave it in the comments below and let me know what are some of your least favorite fragrances from your favorite fragrance houses. Let's talk about it below like we always do. Remember, guys, to stay safe, be great, stay great, and always strive for greatness. AI the Great signing out, but I'll see you in my next video. Peace.